good morning. I have Judge Frank McKay joining me today. Hi, Judge.
Hello, Kristen. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, a beautiful day, and I hope you're having a good day as well.
I am. Southern California is treating us very nicely today, so I'm cool. So why I have you here is you were 2019 Comp Laude Judge of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I was surprised to be nominated, and it was such an honor, and then such an extreme honor to all of the candidates that were nominated, and then to be selected as a finalist and to receive the 2019 Judge Comp Laude Awards. Really a tremendous honor, and I'm just really blown away by that. Thank you very much to WorkCompCentral and that whole organization, the process of the Comp Laude Awards, which is outstanding.
My pleasure. I am very fortunate to have read your story, gotten to know you through your profile from reading everything, and I'm very honored as well to get to know you and build this friendship and relationship. So across the country, since I'm in SoCal and you're in Atlanta. But with that, how did you feel about the whole process of the Comp Laude, of being nominated to going through the interview process to then learning that you won? How did you feel through it all?
Well, I think it's a great process, and it's very well done. And I was impressed, and I've been following the Comp Laude Awards now for several years, at least for the last 7 years, pretty closely, and just have enjoyed watching the recipients and who has received that award, because there have been many people that I have met in my role as the Chief Appellate Judge for the state of Georgia over the last 7 years, and that has been really amazing. And then to see some of those people receive a Comp Laude Award, and then for myself to be nominated, and then it's a great process that you have, and then to be selected as a finalist, and the interview process as part of the nomination process, and then kind of the waiting to hear when the actual Comp Laude day comes around, and then to find out that I actually received the 2019 Judge Comp Laude Award. It was just really a highlight of my professional career. Very, very, very distinguishing and meaningful to me as a judge, especially as a workers' compensation judge, of which, of course, we have many throughout the country who do an outstanding job on a day-to-day basis for the industry as a whole.
And this year was the first year of having the judges category, so congratulations on being the first Comp Laude Judge winner. So congratulations on that. That's super awesome.
Thank you.
What was the response after you kind of won?
Well, it has been. I got a lot of congratulations in various forms, from text almost immediately to emails, and to some phone calls, and a couple of letters, a couple of old-fashioned letters written, and congratulating me. So broad range, and that's been special. That's been very, very nice. I just think when I look at our workers' compensation industry as a whole, and I think of the judges have such an important role. I think this is across the country in all 50 states and our different workers' compensation systems. To be known as being fair and impartial and balanced is so critical for the entirety of the workers' compensation system, and it just is very, very meaningful.
Well, and like you said, in our industry, you are crucial, but what is something that you wish you can share with the industry, maybe from, your perspective on what our industry does well? Because that's what Comp Laude is about, and, sharing the positive. So what's something that you would want the industry to know?
Well, I'm very appreciative of David DiPaolo, and I hate to have to say the late David DiPaolo, because we all miss him and his contributions to the industry, and in starting Comp Laude as a way to spotlight what is good and right in the workers' compensation system, because there is a lot that's good and right, especially when you look across the country and you look at 50 different workers' compensation systems. And I think with the industry, what I really like about Comp Laude are all the different awards, from an applicant's attorney award to a defense attorney award to a medical provider award to an industry leader, philanthropy, all the different categories. I think it's really, really meaningful to the industry, because there is a lot that is really good in the industry. And we just have, I always talk about the workers' compensation system as being a shared system. And it is. It's a shared system when we think of the original grand bargain between labor and management, or an employer and employee. And we came up almost essentially 100 years ago with the workers' compensation system that we know of it as anyway in the United States. And it's a shared system. And there's a lot of values, and when it works, it can work really, really well. And most of the time it works well. I think most of the judges that I talk to and regulators and administrators and people that are involved in the industry will all agree, 80 to 90% of the time, the system works very, very well. And we spend a lot of our time, particularly as judges, in that 10 to 15% of the time that it doesn't work as smooth as everyone would like it to, but that's what we're here for.
Well, that's good, and that is what if David's thing was the grand bargain, is that here, and we all need to remember, that that's what we're here for, or that it's around. And so I thank you so much for, all that you do on a daily basis, having to keep, stay impartial, having to essentially lay down the law.
Well, you're talking about sharing with the industry. One thing I really like now that I'm seeing in the industry is this emphasis on injured worker outcomes. And I'm really glad to see that, because, as I said, it's a shared system, and with this kind of a renewed focus, I think, on injured worker outcomes, to helping an employee who gets hurt on the job to recover to the maximum of their ability from their injury, and then hopefully have a successful return to work. And then all of that together goes into a successful outcome for a workers' compensation claim. And that has just been, I'm kind of seeing a renewed emphasis on that, I think. Because we all know workers' compensation it's a limited schedule of benefits. I don't know of a single state that has the words full and complete compensation in their Workers' Compensation Act. And so we all know it's a limited schedule of trying to provide an adequate or a good level of medical benefits and disability benefits to help fulfill that vision of the original grand bargain.
Right. I agree 110%. And hopefully also take out that the adversarial nature of the industry as well. If we focused on the injured worker and hopefully give them the best outcome as possible, that we are able to then hopefully really look at the individuals that are on the other side of the claim as individuals, and hearing them out and what's going to get them back to what we can, depending on their industry. So.
That is correct, and applying the law framework that we have to work in, to apply that impartially to both employers and to injured workers across the board is, we can strive to do that day in, day out, then we have done a good day's work. And it is a just and noble cause. We had a book written here in Georgia about our workers' compensation system, which goes back to 1920, and the book was called A Just and Noble Cause. And I agree 100% that workers' compensation is, and it is today, a just and noble cause.
I'll have to check that out. Now I have some reading material, so I'll have to go check that out and take a look at it. So thank you for sharing that. Everybody else, go check it out as well. Well, thank you so much for today. Again, congratulations from everybody here at WorkCompCentral, as well as myself. We did miss you, but I'm kind of I'm going back to it. I'm feeling back excited about it and having this conversation. So thank you for that, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. But any last things you want to share before we sign off?
Well, I will share one other thing, because another reason why I really hated that I could not be there in California for the Comp Laude Awards, because another fellow Georgian won the Philanthropist of the Year for 2019 Comp Laude Philanthropist Award, Bob Plyatt, who founded Kids Chance. It was Kids Chance of Georgia in 1988, and that's just a wonderful example of a benefit of our shared workers' compensation system. Kids Chance chapters have grown throughout the country, and by far the majority of states have a Kids Chance chapter. Of Kids Chance of America has grown to provide college scholarship and help to children of injured workers who were either killed or catastrophically injured on the job. And so I think that just kind of goes hand in hand with the mission of workers' compensation and the spotlight that WorkCompCentral is shining on the industry to show what is good and right and bright about the workers' compensation systems that we have.
Awesome. Well, I shared this with the attendees after the fact, but I guess I should share with the industry. Comp Laude, the charity of choice, is Kids Chance of California, and we raised over $8,000 at our event for the David DePaulo Scholarship. So Kids Chance of California has created a scholarship under David's name. And so we raised funds. Our goal was $5,000 there, because the year before we raised $3,000. So our goal was to do $5,000. And so we actually raised $8,000 at our Enchanted Ball event. And so obviously the goal is going to be more for next year. But yes, that's exactly, and something that our industry can do with all the funds that are being raised across the nation, and a way to give back to the injured workers and offer them something that they may think has been taken from them, and their child not being, or the child not thinking they can't go to school. And now there's an opportunity for them that will help them. So I agree. I think Kids Chance is a great cause, and we WorkCompCentral support it, as well as recognizing Bob for all creating it. So
very good. Congratulations on that successful fundraiser event in California.
Thank you. Yeah. So, well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that about Kids Chance. I appreciate that. And have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon.
Okay. I look forward to it. And thank you again to you, Kristen, and to WorkCompCentral. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.